Good morning to all. I'm Smitra, working as an associate professor in R&D Engineering College, and in this semester, I'm handling principles of management for my third year students. So now, in this lecture, I'm going to explain about the functions of directing, which is coming in Unit 4. So one of the major important that is one of the important characteristics which is required for a directing person in an organization is motivation and leadership. So I'm going to deal with this two features in this video. So coming to the motivation. So actually, what is motivation means? It is one which is required for, or it is the force driving force which is required for each and every individual in order to perform their job and to achieve their objectives in an easier manner. So that is nothing but a motivation. It can be defined as a process also. So it can be defined as a process by which the efforts are organized and directed towards the sustainable attainment of the goals as an overall organization. So now, this can be measured in terms of energy and efforts that is directed, and also because of the persistence dimensions. If it is considered regarding the energy, it can be measured, it can be visualized or considered as a measure of intensity and the driving and vigoring force. And a person who is going to be acting as a motivator needs to put effort and work hard, and also those effects needs to be directed towards, and it must be consistent with the organizational goals so that they can make the employers to perform what they want actually. And also it is a persistence dimension, so the employees need persist in putting forth effort to achieve those goals. And coming to the characteristics and nature of a motivation, it can be considered as an internal feeling, because whenever we are in need of a thing, that is, we need to achieve certain things, then only we will have an intention to do a job or to do a task. So it can be considered as an internal feeling also. So it can be considered as a motivation is a factor which is getting related to the needs, because if a person exists in a life without any requirement, or otherwise we can say that if a person has all the things whatever he wants, then he doesn't have any desire to work, or even he doesn't have the necessity to work, because already he is having all the things which he needs to want, right? So only if there exists a need, then only people will have an intention to work to attain the needs. So regarding that, we can say the motivation is related to the needs. And since it is getting related to the goals of even an individual or an organization, it can be considered to some extent as a motivational factor, as a goal oriented behavior. And also, it is not necessary that the motivation must be always moves a person towards a positive manner. Even in some cases, the motivation can be well suited for an individual, but it might not be suitable for all the individuals, right? So depends upon each and every person, the motivation factors will get different. So that's why it can be considered as can be positive or both negative. And then there exist certain theories which represents what is the need for each and every individual, and what is the theory based upon that, and how come the needs are getting satisfied. So based on that, we have numerous theories. So basically, hierarchy of the needs are well classified in case of Maslow's, named as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So according to this theory, what he says that every manager should know what the employees needs and what he expects by doing the job which is instructed to them. At the same time, he should ensure that whether the employees are getting satisfied with whatever outcomes they are getting from the organization. These are the two main aspects of a manager regarding the need theory of regarding the needs of an employee. So coming to the Maslow's hierarchy of need, they are classifying the needs into five different categories like physiological need, safety need, social need, esteem need, and self-actualization need, and which can be explained with the different levels and the description of each. So according to the need level, he categorized the needs into five different, having the self-actualization at the top level and physiological at the bottom level. One second. So, according to this Maslow's hierarchy need, they are classifying the hierarchy into five different, having the self-actualization at the topmost level, followed by the esteem, belongingness, safety, and physiological needs. So, coming to the basic level called the physiological level, here each and every individual will have a thirst for basic needs to be getting satisfied, like food, water, shelter. So employers should pay with the basic pay level, so that they can able to get satisfied with these needs, like physiological needs. Then next comes the safety. So safety, it may be either getting related to the individual personal, or the working environment of the employee. So like job security or workplace security, like in terms of insurance and all, and like the stability of the job, etc. So next comes the belongingness. So this is regarding the satisfaction factor which can exist with the human personal, that is interpersonal relationship. It may be either a friend or a family, right? So this comes the under belongingness. Next comes the esteem. So each and every human will have a feel good moment, they need someone to proud about of having such qualities, so feel good about oneself in terms. So the employees need such qualities to be recognized, and according to that they should expect certain rewards from the organization also. And the topmost is being the self actualization, wherein the unique qualities of individual employees need to be recognized, that is realizing one full potential. So even though a person is capable of doing multiple tasks, and is said to have certain characteristics like innovative, creativeness. So self actualization means the employees need those characteristics to be identified, and they should provide the organization should provide a proper platform for exhibiting those potentials in order to attain the organizational objectives. So this is the way how the hierarchy of needs are classified under Maslow's. So according to this theory, lower level needs must be satisfied initially, followed by the higher level needs. And this is the way. So the arrow mark indicates that for each and every individual, the lower level needs to be satisfied first, followed by the higher order, like starting from the physiological, safety and security level, esteem and essay. Next comes the Alderfer's ERG theory. Here also we have the same needs, but here we have only three groups instead of having five different groups. So here they are considered, the growth is combining with that of the self-esteem and self-actualization, and whereas the personal, interpersonal relationships are given under relatedness, and the physiological and safety is coming under the existence. So they have only three need levels, like growth, relatedness, and existence. And here also the things are getting related. Existence means as usual, food, water, shelter, along with some job security and health security. Relatedness means satisfying the needs of the interpersonal, like friends and family. And then growth means employees needs their individual potential to be addressed, and they must be focused on that to get rewarded, like that. So here also the lower level needs satisfied, and if at all a person fails to achieve the higher level needs, then the lower level needs must be motivated in an aggressive manner. And next one is Herzberg's two-factor theory. So, according to this theory, they explain that a person can be motivated in a right. A person can be able to work in an environment in an efficient manner, provided if there exist two different factors like hygiene factors and motivators in a proper ratio. So whereas the hygiene factors are dealing with the policies and the rules which are being explained by the company or the organization, and also in terms of salaries, how they are paying the wages to the employees, and what are the supervision required of, what are the supervision provided for them regarding the technical aspect, and what about the interpersonal relations and working environment available for the person. These are all coming under the hygiene factors. And next coming to the motivators. That's it. So the motivating factors are the one which is required for an employee to grow more, even more. And by this can be obtained by just identifying the uniqueness that is unique qualities of each and every employees, and thereby the motivation must be provided in the requirement of each and every employee so that they'll be attaining their objectives. Once again. So if the hygiene factors are not taken care of properly, then it will definitely create a dissatisfaction among the employees. In certain cases, even if the hygiene factors are properly maintained, and it would result in no dissatisfaction, but at the same time, the employees is not supposed to have satisfaction also. They never comes under dissatisfaction factor, and at the same time they are not getting any satisfaction factor also. In that case, the satisfaction will arise only by means of proper motivations. So here comes the motivational theories X and Y. So the motivational theories are the one which is classified into two theories like theory X and Y, whereas theory X is going to deal with a set of assumptions which are required to manage the individuals so that they can easily obtain their lower level needs. And whereas the higher order, that is a theory Y, results with a set of assumptions of how to manage the individuals which are in need to attain the higher order needs by means of providing proper motivation. And next comes the McGrath's theory X and Y. So here they are classifying a group of people into two, like one group of people who will require some close supervision. They will work only in the presence of any supervising person, or they doesn't have a wish to do the job. They will be joining the concern only for getting the money, and in those category people need some motivating force to push them to make them work, right? So these are coming under theory X, whereas in theory Y, the people will be working in just opposite to that of theory X, where they doesn't require anyone to come and intervene in their work. They'll be requiring some freedom in their work. They will do their work on their own. They take their authority at the same time. The responsibility, authority, and responsibility will take care of by themselves, and they naturally want to work and they drive themselves to perform well. So these are all the assumptions, or these are all the category of people coming under theory Y. And earlier we have some other theories like McLennan need theory, in which the needs are only classified into three types: need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliations. Whereas the need for achievement is the one which is required for any employee to succeed and excel in their performance, right? By sticking to the set of standards. And next, coming to the need of power, this will require for a person who will make the other person to behave in a certain manner. If at all, if they fails to provide that need for power, then they never behave in a proper manner, right? And then the need for affiliation is the one in which there exists a desire for the friends and family to build a close relationship, interpersonal relationship. Then under contemporary theories, we have goal setting theory, and in which the goals need to be specific and difficult, and they must be distributed in a participative manner. And in order to attain those goals, there must exist some motivational factors for directing the attention and for encouraging the persistence, etc. And as a result, the improved performance can be visualized in each and every employee's performance. And next comes the reinforcement theory, in which the behavior of the function is one of playing a major role. So this theory focuses on what happens to a person when he or she does something in a recognized manner. So that is provided by means of giving rewards. And if the person is getting the reward, this will lead to the higher motivation. Thereby, they will be providing more output in an efficient manner. Next comes the equity theory. In this case, the employees simply compare the ratio of the input and the output. That is, in order to perform a job, what are the inputs they will be putting and what the output they are getting, right? In terms of either the person or the system or the self individual. If the comparison is taking place in terms of person, means it includes that employees will just compare with other individual with the similar jobs in the same organization, right? The person may be either a friend or a relation or the professional associates. And regarding the system comparison, this includes the organizational pay policies, procedures, and allocation. For example, a person working in one organization may get a pay package as around some 5K and all. The same job which has been carried by some other person in some other organization will have a different package like 10K and all. So this depends upon the organizational pay policies. So person will start comparing like this also. The self category refers to the inputs and outcome ratios that are unique to the individual. So it requires to be the past personal experiences and context. So next one is the expectancy theory. To some extent, we can consider this is equivalent to that of equity theory, whether the efforts, what is required and what has been applied is required. Okay, the next, we can continue the next.